Why is Letitia James still making headlines? Even as the news cycle churns with fresh controversies and new faces, her name refuses to fade from the spotlight. For many Americans, Letitia James has become a symbol, either of accountability or of political ambition, depending on who you ask. Her name continues to appear in political discussions across the country, from cable news panels to dinner table debates. She's not just a figure in New York politics anymore. Her actions have rippled out, influencing national conversations about justice, power, and the limits of legal authority. Her legal battles against Donald Trump were covered relentlessly, painting her as a crusader for justice to some, and a partisan adversary to others. The lawsuits, press conferences, and high-profile court appearances made her a household name, and for a time, she was at the center of one of the most watched legal dramas in recent memory. But now, with the political landscape shifted and new priorities emerging, many wonder why she remains a topic of conversation. Is it her ongoing influence, or is it the shadow of her past battles that keeps her relevant? Her fame seems directly linked to her pursuit of Trump, becoming her brand in partisan politics. For supporters, she represents the courage to challenge powerful figures. For critics, she embodies the dangers of politicizing the justice system. This duality has made her a lightning rod for debate. Critics argue that without Trump as a target, her public profile would diminish significantly. They question whether her prominence is built on substance or spectacle, and whether she can maintain her influence in a post-Trump era. The political winds have changed since Trump's victory in the 2024 election. With his return to power, the dynamics of opposition and accountability have shifted, and so too has the scrutiny on those who once challenged him. With a new administration, the actions of officials like James are viewed through a different lens. Every move is analyzed for political motivation, and every statement is dissected for hidden meaning. The stakes are higher, and the margin for error is smaller. The story of her continued relevance is about the modern political machine itself, a system where media attention, public perception, and political strategy are tightly intertwined. In this environment, figures like Letitia James can become symbols, wielding influence far beyond their official roles. Her relevance is scrutinized not for its strength, but for its source. Is it her record, her rhetoric, or simply the echo of past battles that keeps her in the headlines? As the nation moves forward, the lingering question of Letitia James remains. Is she a product of the moment, or a force shaping the future of American politics? Kellyanne Conway argues that Letitia James's relevance is not due to her achievements as New York's Attorney General. Instead, it hinges on her public legal war against Donald Trump. Without this focus, James would be just another state official, largely unknown outside her jurisdiction. By making Trump the centerpiece of her professional life, she guaranteed herself media attention. Her fame is derived from a relentless pursuit of a political rival, raising questions about her priorities. If you remove the lawsuits against Trump, what major accomplishments remain? Her legacy is not of broad legal achievement but of a narrow, politically charged crusade. A court decision on August 21, 2025, dealt a blow to Letitia James's flagship case against Trump. A higher court overturned a massive financial penalty, undermining her credibility. The case that solidified her image as Trump's antagonist crumbled. The reversal suggested the initial ruling was flawed or excessive. For Trump, it was vindication; for James, a public humiliation. The story shifted from accountability to potential overreach and political motivation. The reversal fed the narrative that James was using her office for political damage rather than justice. Her public persona, built on prosecuting a high-profile target, is now shaken. The Fox News panel argued that Letitia James's actions were political persecution, not justice. As a Democratic official, she campaigned on targeting Trump, blurring lines between law enforcement and politics. The panel warned of a dangerous trend, weaponizing the legal system. The recent court ruling was seen as a rebuke of James's methods. It demonstrated that the legal system could check political ambition. James was portrayed as part of a broader effort to sideline Trump. Her motivations were political from the start, serving her party over the people. Her goal was to neutralize a formidable opponent, not impartially enforce the law. To understand Letitia James's scrutiny, consider the shift in the political landscape. Trump's return to the White House signaled a change in national priorities. Voters rejected previous policies, opting for economic stability and American interests. This new era shifted focus from progressive agendas to border security and government spending cuts. The return of Trump meant his opponents faced new examination. The new administration signaled it would investigate politically motivated attacks. This tense atmosphere is the backdrop for discussions about James. Her past actions are re-examined as part of a broader look at justice system politicization. The shifting political climate has ensured that Letitia James remains a central figure in the national conversation, but the reasons for her prominence have changed dramatically. Once celebrated for her aggressive pursuit of high-profile cases, she now finds herself under a very different kind of scrutiny. The tables have turned, and the spotlight that once illuminated her victories now exposes her vulnerabilities. Instead of being the investigator, she is now the subject of a federal investigation. The Department of Justice is actively probing whether her actions in the Trump case may have crossed legal boundaries, raising questions about potential violations of civil rights. This reversal of roles has placed her in an unfamiliar and uncomfortable position, as she faces the same kind of intense examination she once directed at others. The federal investigation has made her a fixture in the news cycle. Every new development is dissected by pundits and reporters, with headlines speculating about her future and the possible consequences she might face. The media's relentless coverage ensures that her name and reputation are constantly under public review, keeping her at the center of political debate. As a result, her public image has undergone a significant transformation. Once seen as a crusader for justice, she is now portrayed as a controversial figure, forced to defend her actions and decisions. The pressure from both the media and political opponents has made her more guarded and cautious in her public appearances. This investigation is not just about her, it's part of a broader narrative about the balance of power between state and federal authorities. The federal government's willingness to investigate a prominent state official signals a renewed effort to reassert its influence and oversight, especially in politically charged cases. Every legal battle she fought in the past is now being re-examined through a new lens. The very cases that once built her reputation are now being scrutinized as potential evidence in the ongoing federal probe. Her legal strategies, decisions, and public statements are all under review, adding to the complexity of her current situation. The consequences of her previous crusades continue to shape her relevance today. The actions she took in the past, whether celebrated or criticized, have left a lasting impact that keeps her in the public eye. Her legacy is now intertwined with the very controversies she once sought to expose. Ironically, the bold moves that propelled her to fame are the same ones that now keep her embroiled in controversy. The relentless news coverage, the ongoing investigations, and the debates about her actions all stem from the choices she made to build her career. In seeking justice, she has become a symbol of the complex and often unpredictable nature of political power. In this new era, the hunter has truly become the hunted. The spotlight remains fixed on Letitia James, ensuring that her story, and the questions it raises, will continue to captivate the nation. Kellyanne Conway's argument highlights the unfortunate reason for Letitia James's fame. Her relevance is not based on positive contributions, but on opposing Trump. Her public identity is intertwined with Trump, unable to escape his orbit. A public servant's reputation should stand on its own merits, not on an adversary's fame. Her fame is born of conflict, not creation, a parasitic form of relevance. Recent legal setbacks and the federal investigation reinforce this idea. Her current relevance echoes her past obsessions and political choices. Her story is a cautionary tale about building a career on negativity and opposition. Letitia James's saga offers a powerful lesson on the fragile nature of political relevance. In the world of politics, fame and influence can be as fleeting as the headlines that create them. One day, a politician can be at the center of national attention, hailed as a champion or a disruptor, and the next, they can find themselves struggling to maintain their footing as the tides shift. Targeting a high-profile opponent can seem like a shortcut to fame. The allure of taking on a controversial figure, especially one as polarizing as Donald Trump, can catapult a politician into the spotlight almost overnight. The media coverage, the interviews, and the public attention can make it seem as if success is guaranteed simply by being on the offensive. But this strategy carries significant risks. A career built on antagonism is inherently unstable. When your reputation is tied to the downfall of another, your own achievements can be overshadowed by controversy and backlash. The public can quickly turn, and allies may become critics if the narrative shifts. The court decision against Trump, which once seemed like a crowning achievement, ultimately undermined Letitia James's biggest claim to fame. Instead of solidifying her legacy, it exposed her to new scrutiny and questions about her motivations and methods. It revealed the weakness of a career built on tearing down rather than building. When the foundation of your influence is opposition, it can collapse as quickly as it was constructed, leaving little behind but doubt and disappointment. True legacy comes from genuine service, from building trust and making a positive impact in the community. Politicians who focus on collaboration, problem-solving, and real progress are the ones who endure beyond the news cycle, remembered for what they contributed rather than who they opposed. When the political climate changes, those who rise through conflict face intense scrutiny. The same energy that propelled them forward can quickly turn against them, as the public and the media demand accountability and question their true intentions. James remains in the spotlight, but now under federal investigation and a cloud of skepticism. The attention she once sought has become a double-edged sword, bringing both notoriety and doubt. Her story stands as a cautionary tale, warning against building a career solely on the destruction of a political enemy. In the end, it is the substance of one's actions, not the spectacle of conflict, that defines a lasting legacy.